Huge win for her. Huge win for Jack Jones. Huge win for the Patriots. On the other hand, Mego, well, actually, why don't you react to this before I give you the other? Before I do my Jones thing and give you the other hand. Well, your immediate reaction.
Well, just a few more details here from the Suffolk County District Attorney. They said it cannot be proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Jones had knowledge that he possessed the firearms in the bag at the time of the incident, according to the court filing. But Jones could still be subject to the NFL's personal conduct policy.
So here we go.
Which means there's no guarantee he's available for week 1, but this is still good news for the Patriots.
No. But that's a key detail. So the league could still step in and reprimand him. He's legally in the clear, which, by the way, garbage. You didn't know you showed up with your guns? Like, please.
Oops, there's my guns.
So whatever. Now, look, this is court of public opinion.
I'm not giving any weight to it whatsoever.
Do I believe him? No, I don't believe him. I wouldn't believe anybody who shows up with 2 loaded guns and all these feeding, large feeding capacities that aren't allowed in the state or whatever they're called, but high-capacity feeders. Like,
they were his guns, by the way. That's in here, too.
Well, of course not. Of course, that's the excuse.
No, they were his guns.
Oh, they were his guns.
They were. The Commonwealth has been provided documentation and verified that Jones purchased both firearms lawfully in Arizona and has taken steps to become a lawful gun owner.
Okay, well, that's actually...
Somebody made up a rumor, and it took on a life of its own.
That's actually a big detail as well. Now, do I believe he didn't know about it? No. And, did somebody else stick him in his bag? No, but that's court of public opinion. That's not court of law. And so, fine. That's not going to hold up in a court of law. But, okay, the league could still reprimand him. Do we expect the league to reprimand him on this?
I don't think so.
Me neither.
I'd be surprised.
I mean, I feel like this is probably the last we hear of it. So here, let me do my Jones thing now. And you guys can weigh in, 617-779-7937. Oh, Jones, you said cut him. Oh, Jones, you said he's not worth the headache. Point and laugh, pile on if you want to.
Meh.
Why did he play so much in the preseason?
Because I think that they weren't sure that it was going to go this way. And to the point of that the article brings up, still could be reprimanded by the NFL. I don't think he will be, but it's still a possibility. So I feel like they were just trying to see as much from him as possible. And in case he misses time, try to figure out who he's going to be this year. It's just, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're still going to cut him. Maybe they're feeling way more wobbly on him.
I don't think at this point they're going to cut him. He's made the 53. I wasn't convinced he was going to make the 53 coming out of camp because of how much he played. But I still do wonder why he played so much. And was that just about his legal situation, or was he on the bubble? And, what was he not really a roster lock? Because, I'm trying to remember where I read this. Did you read this over the weekend, Arcand or Mego? Somebody had some reporting on Jack Jones and how he's kind of viewed by teams around the league. And I'm speaking off the top of my head here, and I wish I could credit properly. But it's like, yeah, he might make a play on you, but he's going to give up 2. Right? It's the old thing where yeah. He's flashy and, he's got confidence and he's going to make a play, but he's also going to get beat down the field and it's going to be a net positive for your team going against him. I wish I could remember who to credit for that. If somebody could send it to me or if one of you guys finds it, I want to properly credit that.
Let's just deal with the actual facts.
Sorry.
You got it, Rosie.
But when it comes to Jack Jones, I don't think all of a sudden they're like, wow, you have this star-level corner, but it's another good player, and this is a team that needs all hands on deck this year, so that is good. I was skeptical about the legal situation working its way out. Wiggy made some good points. I should have listened. Despite saying over and over again, good point.
Wiggy. Good point, Courtney.
Great point.
Interesting thought there.
Great point, Courtney. Wow, Wiggy, I hadn't thought about it that way. Jackson, nice to hear from you. Good point.
I hate you all.
And so...
It takes 10 minutes to say that to everybody who works on that show.
And so it's just,
right
that's a good point.
It's raining nugs.
So it's a good point. But, okay. I mean, it's one less headache, we think, unless the league is going to step in and reprimand him.
Arcand, what do you think?
I don't think the league's going to step in and reprimand him, and I think the reason why he played so much in the preseason is because, gun charges or not, I think the Patriots were a little worried about him and his availability and, just being one thing that Bill Belichick's not really into is guys that he has to worry about all the time. He got suspended last year. He had a couple of good games, but also was not, some superstar last season by any means, and I think was sort of on the outs maybe a little bit, and they decided, all right, we're gonna put him out there because there's this whole other thing going on right now. If it resolves itself, fine. But we're gonna sort of keep him off to the side. That's sort of how I look at it. He's not reliable. He's not Josh Gordon, but I mean he's closer to that than he is to Matthew Slater. You know what I mean? Like it's not you can't rely on him. I think that's why he played so much.
Okay, and so interesting. I think he was closer to the roster bubble than maybe we were led to believe going into the year. By the way, that story was
why was it so easy for us to believe that?
Sorry, Rosemary. That story was Mike Giardi, by the way, who had all the quotes from around the league about Jack Jones and picking on him and what he is on the field. Again, you'd rather have him on the team than in prison. So I'm on board with that, and we'll see if the league reprimands him.